Hey, what's going on today, guys and gals? Mostly guys, I'm assuming, if you're watching this. Because I find that girls don't really like these games. Now, that's a very obvious statement. But there could be a few out there. So, I just have to say it, don't want to alienate the girls out there that actually watch these kinds of videos. It just makes you cooler. So, today's topic, I want to talk about my love of cars. Not the movie. I've never seen the movie Cars or Cars 2 or whatever iteration of cars that they've got out there. I haven't seen them. I don't really care for that kind of cars. I'm talking about the automobile, the thing with four wheels and tires that goes. So I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I wasn't trying to talk dumb to you guys, but if you get what I'm saying, that's all gravy. I love cars, lots and lots and lots of different cars, not just the same car. I like to vary it up. And by the way, guys, quick aside, this is an old gameplay from when I had my Elgato, which I'm thinking I'm going to be buying fairly soon here, simply because I need it if I want to record. And I lied to you guys the other day when I said I was going to go look up if the Xbox One has component cables. I'm going to do that after this video if I can remember. So anyway, back to the topic. Why I love cars. So I love cars because, to me, I've always loved a particular kind of car. I've always loved fast cars. I've always loved, like, Mustangs. Mustangs have always been kind of my love. And I actually am very happy to say that I do own one. And I will post up a video of that sometime later. If you're interested, let me know. Drop a comment. So I've loved Mustangs, Corvettes, Nissan GTRs as of, the past couple of years that I've known about them. Lamborghinis, stuff like that. I love those kinds of cars. Those cars are amazing. They look amazing and they're really fast. And a lot of people modify them. Especially one of my favorite cars, I don't know if you guys are aware of this car. It's kind of old. It's actually very old, and they discontinued it back in the United States at least. The last model year, if I recall correctly, is 1998, and it's a Toyota Supra. So I think the Mark IVs is what they're called, is the model. They produced them, I believe, from 94 to 98 model years, so for about a 5-year run. Toyota, that is, produced the Toyota Supra, and it was an amazing vehicle. It still is. The only trouble with owning one now is that it's obviously very old and gonna be, a lot harder to maintain. And you're gonna only find cars like that are that old, heavily modified, and with like a lot of miles on it. You're gonna be hard pressed to find one that's in good condition that doesn't have too many miles on it, because they're just so old and they're just prone to being modded and tuned and stuff like that. And it's all good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's exactly what I plan on doing with my Mustang. Because that just makes it cool. It makes it unique. It's kind of like all the different features we get with Call of Duty. We get our emblems, we get our player cards. There's a lot of different ways. We get our camos, etc. And in Ghosts, we're going to get a lot, even more, in Call of Duty Ghosts, that is, we're going to get a lot more ways to customize our character. And that's all part of showing, what you like and what you like to represent, and just shows that you're a unique individual and not like everyone else. That's the same thing in my mind as the car, and that's why modifying a vehicle is not anything weird or deranged or taboo to me. It's more like it's fun and it's exciting and it's a project and it's something that can be a great learning experience, and can really, I've heard a lot of stories about it bringing families together, father son kind of project. That would be really cool, So, I do love cars, and particularly the kind of variety that I like are the muscle cars, the ones, that are faster, as you've probably known, as I just listed all those cars earlier that are quite expensive and very fast. So, I was wondering if you guys kind of share the same feelings toward cars. If you guys have a particular car that you like, or a particular you know, model, or it could be, you know, genre, I guess, if you will, of cars. For example, I like muscle cars. You could like rally cars. You could like trucks. You could like minivans. That would be kind of weird for a grown-up male to enjoy minivans. I mean, I understand that they have a very valid purpose, but ooh, that would not be a totally great time for me if I had to drive a minivan. I actually wanted to get into a little story here and tell you about my first car, because my first car is not this Mustang, and it was not the Dodge Avenger that I had prior to owning this Mustang. It was actually a 1990 Ford Taurus station wagon. It was white, and again, it was a station wagon. So it seated 5 people. You know, you could do 3 people in the back seat, and two, and you know, one passenger and one driver. So it was good, and it had a, you know, a large. It was like, I guess you call it a hatchback. It didn't have a trunk. It just had a fifth door that you opened up in the back where the trunk would be, and that was basically provided a lot of space in the back. So it was a very useful car in some respects. It was certainly not fast, and it kind of jaded me because all the new cars, like, they're much faster than what I had, and it was just totally different driving experience. In fact, I didn't really use the rear view mirrors in that car because I would always just turn my head. And so adapting to the modern cars where you do need to use the rear view mirrors more often, especially the side ones, was different, and it was a bit of an adjustment, actually. Going from the station wagon to the next car after that I got was the Dodge Avenger. So I had the 1994 Taurus station wagon for about 5 or 6 years, 6 years I think, and it was just something else, you know. Again, it broke down a lot, and it was maybe a little bit embarrassing driving it around, you know. But it's funny to go from one extreme to the other, because now I drive a 2014 Mustang GT Premium, and that's a lot different from a 1994 Taurus station wagon. It's almost two ends of the extreme, the totem pole, or what, if you will, the spectrum rather. Two ends of the spectrum. You know, you go from a 5-door station wagon to a 2-door coupe, and you know, plus it's 24 years newer than the station wagon. It's literally mind-boggling. I mean, it's something crazy now, and I'm not dissing old cars, because I do love and appreciate older vehicles, because they're still cool. You know, you can't just say, hey, it's old, it's stupid, and it's lame, because that's just not fair, and it's just a little bit naive and stuff like that. So yeah, my story with that is that I basically had that car for 5-6 years, and ended up getting rid of it and getting a Dodge Avenger, and then a year after I bought my Dodge Avenger, I purchased that Mustang that I was talking about. So, not the best financial decision, by the way, upgrading from a Avenger to a Mustang, or an Avenger to a Mustang, because I won't get into it, but you basically don't want to buy a car and then keep it for a year and then sell it, because you're going to have to eat a lot of the depreciation that happens to the car. So it's a life lesson, you know. The best thing to do is learn from your mistakes, you know. Take note of what you did and what you can do better next time in order to avoid making a mistake, or try your hardest to avoid making that mistake. That's really what life is about, and that's what this game is about. And, you know, seeing my skill back here, this was about 4 months ago, it's drastically different from now, because my skill now is much worse. I mean, I'm not horrible. I'm just out of touch with the game, you know. And I think I want to get my swagger back when Ghost comes out, because I'm gonna be grinding that, you know. You know how it is. I'm gonna be playing that every day and getting my swerve on, you know, get my ultimate swag level, maximum prestige rank, boss level in that game. So you guys should expect some good gameplay in Call of Duty Ghosts. But anyway, guys, the game is wrapping up. I hope you had a wonderful day today, guys. And if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, rating, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Yeah, but dude, people fucking quitting out, dude. The second I hear